cute music.
Everything's working. I can't believe it.
What's behind me?
How exciting!
Corona Kitchen.
Hello! The gang is back. Yay!
Yay!
Hollie's in the house. Yeah. We're so excited.
I missed you guys.
Yeah, we missed you.
Aw.
Where are you?
Can you hear me? Let me turn
Yeah,
up
no,
my...
we can hear you. Where are you?
We can hear you. So you're coming live from your store, Hollie's Homegrown.
We're here
in Lafayette, California.
We're here in Lafayette. And we're still here. It's been 1 year, if you can believe that. And
congratulations!
Oh, we survived barely. There goes Jack. Bye, Jack. Yeah, I'm tired. I'm a little tired.
Yeah, retail will take it out of you.
But no, it's been really good. We're just really grateful for all the support and all of our great customers. And you know, I have a great staff that's incredibly, works really hard. And so anyway, we're hanging tough like the new kids.
I just want to say before we dive into the charcuterie that if anyone's watching right now and you don't know, Hollie's Homegrown is an incredible store, and it is a fantastic place to get your holiday gifts. One-stop shopping. I mean, like, I could have everything, and I'm not just saying this because you're my sister. I mean, I literally could have everything in the store. It is so cool and curated by Hollie herself, and it's just the things she likes, from her homemade, body products, and then she has a whole line of beautiful body products, so like bubbles and salts and creams and things, and then to her whole culinary line, her bespoke culinary line, and then she has all these other artists that are local artisans with textiles and all kinds of amazing things.
Hey, are you selling things online now?
We're just starting. If anybody needs anything desperately, they can call us at the number that's on our website. But hopefully,
and I've got that down there scrolling across the bottom.
Yeah, go to the website. And also, how could I forget? Hollie also has a wine bar at her store, and like the best wine ever, wine tasting. And I don't know where she got that wine.
It's handy to have it during holiday season, isn't it?
So great to give somebody a bottle of wine, and now we have to plug. It's our dad's wine, Lucas and Llewellyn Vineyards in Santa Barbara County. Fabulous wine, if I do say so myself. And Hollie has the only Northern California tasting room of it. So there you go.
And we watched Hollie birth the store.
We did live birth.
No, like covered in paint. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Watched it happen live on Corona Kitchen because we've been here for a long time.
Thank you guys. I really, really appreciate all your support. I've missed cooking with you on Tuesdays. But this has been a bit all-consuming. But we just had our 1-year anniversary party, and it was so great because we had all of our artisans here, and we now have over 20 artisans in the store.
Wow.
So we have painters and potters and textile people, jewelry, chocolatiers, all kinds of fun stuff.
So
buy local if you can, people. It's the best.
It's important. We try really hard to give everybody a good value for what they're getting, and you're investing in your community too. So we feel good about it. But anyway, so should we start partying?
Yeah, let's party now with the charcuterie.
I mean, who doesn't love a good charcuterie board? I mean, right?
Yeah.
It's been so trendy on Instagram and Facebook and everything else that people are on. I actually taught a class on how to do a charcuterie board. So another thing we have here at Hollie's Homegrown is we do classes. So I teach quite a few. I also bring in our artisans that come and do a class on whatever it is that their specialty of making is as well. It's super fun. So the charcuterie board class was the first one we'd ever done, and it was a total hit. We sold out. We had, prosciutto and cheese flying out of this place. It was crazy.
Yeah, babe.
I wish Debrianna and I were closer all the time.
We ate very well that night. Very well. I always provide food at my classes and parties, but this time we really had a lot. So I thought before we start, I just want to give everybody a few quick tips on things to do.
Yay!
Because there's a lot. And also, like, the whole standard of what some of this stuff is online is ridiculous. And don't feel like you're the Picasso of charcuterie and that's where you have to start. The truth is you just be mindful of your flavors, your sweet versus carbs and cheese, and just be mindful of how the plates. And we'll start talking more about that as we build one. I actually have a class tomorrow, so I thought we'll build one of the platters that I'm going to do and serve at the class.
Oh, awesome!
Awesome.
We're going to be using it tomorrow anyway. But
okay.
Before we start, there's a couple different things I wanted people to know about the board. The board can be anything, and don't feel like you have to go out and buy a $300 board. But if you do want one,
that's where you can find one.
Handmade here at Hollie's Homegrown.
Guess what?
This is actually
that's gorgeous.
One of our vendors, Daniel Sanchez from Moraga. He hand crafts all of these, and they're gorgeous.
Wow.
I love this long one, these long narrow ones, because you can have a piece of cheese on here and a wine bottle on the other end and just fill it with all kinds of stuff. I really like this.
Yeah,
this
that's pretty.
That's beautiful.
Another great shape is it's another one of his boards. Beautiful.
Gorgeous. Yeah.
Right?
I've bought a flagstone and done it on flagstone.
A lot of people do that. I've seen that.
Mm-hmm.
So these are a couple little, really inexpensive small ones.
Mm-hmm.
And this is stuff that we serve little bites on.
Yeah.
And these are fun because they're super inexpensive. And these are also what I always tell people. Once you're done with your main board, you can, don't feel like you have to pile all the foods on there. If you want to do a little desserts or chocolates, you can put them on here. If you want to just do some strawberries, so that you have little satellites around the big one.
Yeah.
Because in these COVID still times, and it is flu season, now that we're just all more aware about germs in general, I think it's good to just not lump everything on one big thing. You can break it up into smaller things.
I like the satellite concept. That's cool.
One of the things that we just started selling and we did our class are these slate boards.
Cool.
Yeah. Because there's actually a little soapstone chalk that comes with them. So you can write the name of what the cheese is and,
that's great.
And, the carrots or whatever. And whatever you want to do. Cheese is really the best thing to do, or what the wine is if you want to put a bottle of wine on this.
That's awesome.
I really love these. So we just started selling these and at the class they were a total hit. And again, they're that great rectangular shape that's kind of fun. And so that's that. So those are just sort of some board ideas.
And there she goes.
And there she goes. So for my classes, we're going to bring out the big guns. One of the things that I like to do is to layer stuff. So I have this really nice marble serving dish.
Pretty. Yeah.
And it's heavy. And then I have this pretty,
like a charger. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
This thing's huge. It's enormous. But what I actually like to do is this thing fits perfectly right on top of here.
Oh, that's great.
And so this way, we've got a nice, cool marble to keep our cheeses on. And then we can fill the outside with all of our veggies.
Mm-hmm.
Another tip I want to make sure that people know, because I've seen this also on Instagram, is people put flowers to decorate and to fill holes. So just please, people, only use flowers that you've either grown in your garden or somebody else gave to you. Flowers are one of those things, if you remember, we've talked about this before.
Yep.
They're not regulated the same way food is, and they're grown for aesthetics. So they spray a ton of pesticides on them. Not all flowers are edible. And so if you're not sure, don't put them on your charcuterie report.
Yeah.
I have these beautiful roses because this is California and we still have things growing like roses this time of year.
Right.
So you could use rose petals because, again, they came from my garden. Do not go to Whole Foods or Trader Joe's and put those roses on here because they're going to be full of pesticides.
Yeah.
It's just not good. The other, so
Also, you could do herbs
oh,
and nasturtiums or other
I forgot this one back.
edible flowers, pansies.
Yep.
We're gonna do some basil leaf. The other thing I have is some from my lime tree, like a little lime leaf. They're nice and waxy.
That's nice. Yeah.
You know, it comes right for your tree, and they're pretty. And I also have a maple tree in my house, so we brought some pretty
Cute. The fall leaves.
Pretty. Yeah. The fall leaves.
colors. Is nice. So you could put
Yeah.
those down. Can you see that?
That's a great
Yep.
idea.
And this
Yeah,
is what
that's
the
nice.
leaves go on those.
That looks pretty.
These are from my tree. We know the maples are fine.
Yeah.
No one's going to be eating these because the cheese is going to be on top of them. But it's just kind of a nice way to layer. And of
Yeah,
course,
those are pretty.
so that's another alternative. So although you may be tempted to put some type of flour on there, just don't. Okay?
Yeah.
It's not safe.
Wipe it out of your mind.
Just pretend like that didn't happen.
This is your don't do a charcuterie faux pas.
I know. Here's the thing. I'm of the belief that everything that you put on here should be edible.
Yeah.
Because you're not, it's one of those things, I'm not serving to somebody. And
Right.
when you leave it, it's left on its own. And the assumption is if it's on this platter, it's edible, right?
Right.
Just be careful with that. So the other thing I have tip is you don't have to make everything that goes on here. So I have this, we sell this really great apricot jam.
Mm-hmm.
Local farm, it's fantastic. This looks really cool on your platter. Just open the lid. You don't have to do anything else. Just
Yeah.
put a cute little spoon in there. Okay.
Mhm.
Another thing is I do these sliced tomatoes in olive oil. This is another thing to have a little thing on here because this is good on a cracker in between cheese, right?
Yeah.
So just open it, stick it on.
You're saying
Another.
make people work for it. You don't have to do all the work.
Well, but use products for you too. So
It's
this
self-serve.
these are little honey. This is honey. So you just open it up. You put a cute little honey dipper in it.
Yeah.
People can drizzle honey over stuff. Another crowd pleaser are nuts. These are pistachios.
Yeah.
We sell cute swing tops. This is another local farm. But instead of just open them up and they already look cute. There's nothing else you have to do. Right?
They're already
Done.
on their own.
They're already cute. The other thing is we have another vendor that does pickled asparagus and carrots. These are so good.
Yum.
Oh,
I
yum.
would put a little, because these you have to dig out, I would put a little fork or tongs so that people in them, so people know to use that to pull them out.
So I want to bring up a difficult subject for charcuterie, and that is olives, because you have to either put a little pit thing bowl that I think is just gross, or do you just stick to stuffed olives or pitted olives? I mean, what's your feeling?
I would definitely, with the COVID and flu season,
Yeah.
I would not do pitted olives.
Yeah.
It just, even if you have a really cute little bowl you can put the pits in, it's disgusting.
It's just
And
gross.
yeah, and the fact that you don't want people putting their hands inside their mouth on something that they've put on and then putting it out again, and then going and taking that same hand and picking something up, right?
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah, you don't want
So there are some amazing already pitted, blue cheese stuffed or pimento jalapeno,
Yeah.
and have a little nice thing.
I've gotten great ones at Costco that are blue cheese stuffed, and they're not. You don't have to get expensive ones.
And you just
Right.
have some, again, have a little spoon or a fork, or actually I prefer a toothpick. And that way, it can be
Yeah. Yeah.
sure that you have a place for people to throw away their used toothpicks so that they're not putting them back in, because I swear to God, I've seen people do that. Okay. The other hint or tip is glassware. So a fun way to make it look super cute is to give it some elevation. So instead of having everything at the same level, it's nice to give it some height, right?
Yeah.
Don't go buying a bunch of stuff unless, of course, you want to come here and buy some cute stuff. But look around your house. Do you have any old teacups? This is this really cute depression glass.
Those are darling.
And
So
these
cute.
are great. We put some cube cheese in these. Again, you could put those olives in there, the pitted olives in there. Another thing is we have these gorgeous vintage wine champagne glasses. That's another thing, right?
That's so cute. Yeah.
So cute. I never would have thought to make it higher. That's a great idea.
Now you have to make sure you build around it, so it's not just sort of lone tower here.
Right.
The other thing is that we've got, like, this is another cute glass. It's perfect for stuff. One of my favorites is to use teacups. I just got these at the Alameda Antique Fair, and you can see how cute they are. They're this beautiful,
that's a great idea.
Color, and for Thanksgiving, they're perfect. So you can put something on the plate, or just use how cute that is. You just fill it with nuts.
Yeah, beautiful.
No big deal. No big whoop.
Don't feel like you've got to go out, but search your house and see what you have. All those nice gifts and things that people give you that you don't use. The other basic thing are, I always have cute little spoons. These, of course, are my favorite because I'm a farmer. They're little shovels.
So cute.
I have the square one.
Oh my God, I love those.
Those are adorable.
No, it's ridiculous. And it goes with our theme, but you don't have to do that. And then, of course, you have to have little cheese knives. And I like to keep the cheese knives a little smaller because and make sure you give people room. We'll start plating. I'll talk more about that. The other thing is, I also like to do dips. I bought, sorry, that's my computer. I bought some hummus, organic hummus, or a spinach dip. You can just put them in little trays, again, with your fun spoon. And it's a nice way to not be touching something, and they can have a little bit of hummus and cheese.
So people need to have like a little plate to put their stuff on.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing. It's good to have
a lot of hands in there.
Yeah.
Go grab these. We have these really cute china. Yeah, this is, everybody wants to figure out what they're going to do with their china. These were originally for bones to put on the side of your plate, and they're bent here so that they go around the plate.
Oh, how cute.
And I got these at this amazing antique place.
Oh my God, those are adorable.
Perfect size.
Love it.
So
Love it.
Love that.
So you can pile your little things on here and walk around and go back, and it's so sweet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's not paper.
Yeah, don't be afraid to look for new things and reuse them in a way that maybe they weren't originally intended. But it's a great way to reuse stuff. Hey,
oh my God, there's Lily.
There's Lily.
Hi, Lily. Aw.
Lily wants charcuterie.
Oh yeah, she sure does.
She's purring.
So the other thing to keep in mind is, do you have vegetarians? Do you have vegans? Yes. Do you have serious meat eaters? Know your audience, and that
gluten-free.
Yeah, gluten-free. I always do a gluten-free cracker option. Those rice crackers are really nice. It's good to make sure that you have options for people. Those satellite little dishes I was talking about, that's a really nice way to offer a vegan or a vegetarian alternative to people. If that's not going to be the majority of people at your party, but a couple people are. And that way they don't have to even deal with the platter with the meat, right?
Yeah.
Right. So as far as veggies go, to me, these boards are really all about color. Look at them. Try not to put green next to green. Try not to put red next to red. Things like strawberries and tomatoes are wonderful fillers because they bring this real pop of color. I saw these persimmons today at the store.
Oh, I'm so happy to see them now. I love persimmons.
For Thanksgiving, they look like cute little pumpkins.
Yeah.
Right? So these are nice and decorative. And this is something that you could, put here, even on your little leaf, and then you could put your cheeses around it. So
nice.
And then, if someone really wants to, they can grab one and eat one. Again, always make sure stuff is edible on your charcuterie board.
Yeah.
But, if they don't, you can save them.
I've wrapped those with prosciutto around them, slices of persimmon prosciutto. Oh, so good.
That's good. So let's see, what else? So I like to do a variety. So veggies, again, think about color. I always do carrots because they're nice, bright orange. One of my new favorite things are these little baby sweet peppers.
Oh, they're good.
So orange, red, and yellow. And they're adorable, and you don't have to cut them, and you just put them on the plate. So these, put up a nice spot. these little, then we have these little cucumbers now that they do in this size.
Yes, those are
Cute.
dark.
Persian
I don't
cucumber.
cut these up. No one has to cut these up. We just put them right next to a nice pile.
Loving it.
Another really fun thing. I tried to find some grapes today, but they're just about out of season here.
Yeah, they're harder to get, and I like organic grapes. They're harder to get.
Well, as you know, and I'm sure Lisa have shared that our family were table grape growers for a long time. And my grandmother was meticulous about how she cut and arranged a bunch of grapes. And I was going to do my whole Virgo grandma Nana grape thing, but I couldn't find it. So I see you're all spared. You're all spared. Anyway, if you want to know, email me.
No, we shelved that.
Wait, you're gonna have to wait for this. But think about with your fruits, this is a time when aesthetics does count, So pick for your strawberries, find the prettiest ones. I love serving these little cherry tomatoes. This is another thing that looks great in one of these dishes. You just pot, and the word, which the deal with charcuterie is abundance, right? You just want an abundance of things. So to look how cute that looks with its nice big pile of tomatoes.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, sweet. And they're just little bursts of like sugar tomato.
Cherry tomatoes. And this could be raspberries or blueberries too. It depends on whatever's in season.
Yeah.
So that's that. I think that's all. That's sort of the fruit. So just, again, be mindful of color and try to alternate. I like to do nice big piles. So when we start building, I'll show you. So the next, of course, is cheese.
My favorite.
We love cheese.
So I always try to find, because I'm the herb lady, try to find some cool ones with herbs in it. This is this green goddess Gouda that is so yummy.
Oh, wow.
What? Where did you get that?
It's Trader Joe's. It's all got a bunch of herbs. And it's a nice harder cheese because it's good to have a variety of soft and hard. This is by far one of my favorites. This is a company in Marin. These are these little petite breakfast cheeses. It's a soft cheese. It's in this perfect size. So these are great. So I like to do a variety of shapes. You have a circle, you have a triangle. Brie, it's hard to beat brie on a charcuterie board. Everybody wants it.
Can't go wrong.
It's a crowd pleaser. Soft. The more room temperature it gets, the better it starts tasting. And then, you can offer a goat. I personally like a lot of goat cheeses. This one has a little honey in it. There's one.
I love goat cheese.
I love goat cheese.
I find if you can find one with other flavors in it, some people won't know they're eating goat cheese and end up really liking it.
Yeah.
So
what's wrong with goat cheese?
Seriously.
But if you're a cheese lover, we love the goat. So, and it's a little better for you too. Let's be honest. And sheep's milk cheese, actually, I really love too.
Oh, me too.
I love cheese.
Don't be afraid to try some new ones. And again, maybe try some things you haven't, but it's good to have a taste of it first. Have that wherever you're going, either buy it beforehand or some, Whole Foods will probably give you a taste if it's in their more expensive cheese area. I don't like to do really, really hard cheeses like cheddars that are super hard. If they are, I recommend you cut them up. And I'd like to put them in cubes, not thin, because then if they're thin and long, they do start to look like, the platters that you buy at Safeway that are
really good point.
Yeah.
So if you're going to do a hard cheese, make it a bite size, a little cube, because they're still delicious. And honestly, when I did the little cheddar cubes in the green tray a couple weeks ago for an event, they were the first thing that went.
Yeah.
So people like them, but give them a break, and you're gonna do a little work for them. So it's not because otherwise they're gonna take their little cheese knife and be like, and it's not.
Yeah. Then it gets sloppy fast. Yeah.
There's always that guy that ruins the cheese. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, I always take the knife before people come, and I take a tiny little slice out, because nobody, especially with a group of women, nobody wants the first person to eat the cheese. So I find if I cut a little bit out, people have no problem. They're like, oh, well, somebody else already got into it, so I can do it.
That's really good reverse psychology.
Etiquette.
I have no problem taking the first bite of cheese. Just
women do.
No problem.
Women do. It's a gender thing. I'm sorry. I don't know why. I have no science to back any of that, by the way. But that's none whatsoever.
Someone's cracking up.
Yeah.
Okay. So so those are cheeses. Now we can quickly move on to meats. We all know, because I've worn my Croatian jersey on this show, how Croatian we all are. And the national cured meat, of course, is prosciutto. So I can't make one without it. My ancestors get upset and I can hear them weeping in the background.
No.
You'll be cursed.
How you do it? You cannot.
What's the matter, you? Yeah, it's not pretty. So I always put prosciutto on my charcuterie boards. The problem with prosciutto, it's a bit of a mess. So I find if you twist it a little bit into a little bit of a ball, it's easier to have people pick up. Don't lie it down flat; it's too thin. But kind of twist it in a ball, and we'll get into it. The other thing, of course,
like Brianna does, wrapping something with
Yeah.
something with it. That's another good idea. Of course, salami. We can't live without salami.
No.
There are a million.
It's not worth living without salami.
Most vegetarians I know, the one exception that they have is salami. So
we'll say that about our sister Heidi. She was a strict vegetarian, except for
salami.
Salami and prosciutto and all cured meats.
I know. Yeah. So that's my story of salami. There are a million different types of cured meats you can get. You also don't have to do cured meats. There's a great Trader Joe's has a ham that has rosemary around sort of the edges. Yeah. You can roll those up. You could do turkey. You don't have to do cured meat. You're crazy not to, but I don't know why. But if you don't, you're not crazy Croatian like we are.
Or Italian.
Exactly.
And you can do turkey if you have to. So don't feel like, do what you like and do what you think will be crowd pleasing for your people. Okay. I think that's the meats. All right. So I think what we'll do now is we'll just build this platter so you have an idea of what one looks like.
Okay.
And we can kind of talk our way through it. How much time do we have left? How are we doing on time?
Oh, we don't have time limits.
I think, do we need to ask the network, Lisa?
We're the network. Adriana and I are the network. We say go. As long as people want to hang out. Well, let's read some of the comments. So when people comment live, if you're on Facebook, we have no idea who you are because your name doesn't come up. So if you want to identify yourself, that would be great. But someone said, "Yay, sisters on TV. Love you. Wish we were all eating charcuterie together." I think I know who that is.
I do too. I think she has the same last name as we do. Just guess.
How about this one? I'll show it. Here's another one.
Yum cheese. Yay. Oh
hey,
my God.
I don't know why he's talking about Mike.
Hi, Mike. Oh my God.
Okay.
You're so funny.
Yes, we are not going to talk about the salami related content on the internet.
Our salami related content is food only, culinary only.
Whatever you do, don't Google it. Don't Google it.
Don't Google
it. Of my husband being on the computer, his hands get really sore, and so for a birthday gift, I wanted to get him, because I love the shoulder massager. I wanted to get him a hand massager. So
don't say that.
Hair massager, and I will never be able to unsee what I saw.
Handy tip from Corona Kitchen: don't Google hand massager.
Tips. See the tips you get on the show.
Don't do it. I to this day I never bought him one because I'm like I can't do it.
Over.
Wow. So anyway, yeah, there's a lot to unpack.
Get that out of your browser.
Yeah. So I'm going to put 2 cheeses on this one because I actually have to make 2 platters for these folks.
Okay.
I have a second platter that I'll do afterwards. But I like to put. We're going to keep these tomatoes because they were so cute. We also have some basil. You can use rosemary, oregano, because they're great. They're great.
Such a nice scent. Yeah.
It's nice. So you can just look for ones that look like a little bit of a flower. This has, still has a center. Just break it off. Okay. And you're going to take it and kind of fill it in.
Oh, look at that already.
Gorgeous.
Pretty already.
So it wasn't.
I'm
that was
so hungry right now, and I have no dinner ready or planned. I'm so hungry looking at this food. I just want to dive in there and eat it.
I luckily had a big lunch, so I'm good. We're going to take some of the salami. And again, people make the little roses, or take the salami and they can, kind of bunch them up like this if you want. I'm kind of okay leaving them a little ring.
Like a fan. Yeah.
Yeah. Because the other thing is you kind of have to think a little bit through what this is all going to look like. Because by the time you're done, it looks like Wolverines had come and broken into your house and ate your charcuterie board. I mean, it's really, where were the wild dogs? I missed them completely. So just be a little mindful of that when you're doing it. On my second board, I'm going to take my spinach dip and my hummus, and I'm going to put it in these cute little trays and put it on there. I'm going to stick to the cheese, but feel free if there's especially hummus is such a great healthy thing. And it tastes really good. This one's a 3-layer that has all kinds of good stuff in it. Parsley and cilantro. Okay, so we're going to start building around. Oh, you know what we didn't talk about? Were the crackers and the carbs.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Bread. So feel free to do crackers or bread. I really like these sort of ones with the fig and the raisin in them.
Yeah, I do too. They're favorite.
Those are delicious.
They're darker brown, and so it's nice just to have the color contrast.
Yeah.
Because we're doing the hummus, I got the pita crackers, and I do the
I love those too.
Whole wheat and the plain, and those are really nice to pile. Again, don't put them next to one another. Make sure you're alternating. Because you want to really be mindful of your color combination. Okay, next
there's a cracker at Trader Joe's called garlic naan crackers, and they're little hearts. Those are really cute and delicious.
So the workhorse of the charcuterie board are carrots. So the carrots are they're so great, and they already come pre-done. They're baby carrots.
That's called no extra work.
No, and they're everybody loves carrots. Nobody doesn't like a carrot. So this is another one that's great to fill in. It's a nice pop of color. And again, abundance, right? Be generous with your portions. Just fill it up. And I do a nice little
beautiful.
Okay.
I wanted to mention a Corona Kitchen member. She has a company called Brie Kind Charcuterie. Brie Kind Charcuterie. BrieKind.com. And just check her out on Instagram. You guys, this woman makes, I'm telling you, like the finest works of art. She used to win our banner on Corona Kitchen like 10 weeks in a row. We finally had to just put a stop to it because it was just like, you're going to win every week.
Are outrageous.
But
super beautiful. I remember her.
Super beautiful.
But if that was your first introduction to charcuterie, you would never do one.
I know, very intimidating.
Just don't get intimidated, really.
I just like Hollie. You're bringing it home for the people. But when I look at this, I'm looking at one of her boards right now on Instagram, and the kind of flowers she has are pansies, which are edible.
They are.
They're from you or a gardener, and also. She mixed like these macarons with all the different things. Oh, and dried fruit, like apricots or raisins or prunes.
Or dried apricots.
Like the nuts, dried fruit's great. And you can also put them in your cute little, do some dried cherries or cranberries. It's holidays. Yeah. Beautiful little crystal glass in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Again, they're really pretty. It looks really festive. Okay, another workhorse, the silent winner of the charcuterie board besides the carrots are strawberries. Because they're so pretty and they already look like they're little packed. So strawberry is something I always use as a filler around the cheese.
Just fill in the gaps.
Just fill in the gaps around the cheese. Do be mindful.
Like you're making a mosaic with food.
Be mindful of where your person is going to actually be cutting into the cheese. So See, this guy's a little over here, so we're going to move him a little bit. So that way, when someone walks in,
there's some room.
And same with this one. So they're not going to knock everything over to get to the cheese.
The other thing is why do people use the natural elements of wood and stone? Is because if your knife goes down too hard or whatever, you can't really scratch it. Like you can always oil your board or whatever. I mean, you can scratch a little and it's just where it does a beautiful patina, but you don't want that to go on your porcelain plate and screw up your plates.
Right, right. Or chip it or something.
We're going to build with our crackers. So because it drives me crazy, I take out all the broken ones because I don't want anybody eating crackers.
How I do it.
I do too.
Depending on how much traveling these crackers did, there's some have more broken ones than others. We get a nice pile, and then we're going to alternate with the whole wheat so that we have 2 different colors.
Mm-hmm. Great.
Contrast.
It's almost done.
Yeah.
God, it's looking really good.
So this is as basic as it gets, right? I mean, that wasn't. Did you see me slave away doing anything? That was super easy. So so just basic. Now, if you want to add, we talked about adding the honey and all the other stuff. That's definitely would be fun to do on this platter too. We're going to fill. There's a couple holes here, so we're going to fill up here with around the cheese.
You're kind of having the Zen moment, Holly. Are you zenning out?
Yeah, I mean, you just kind of stand back and look, okay, where are the spaces? And do I need to fill anything else in? Is everything easy to get to for my guests? Does it look pretty? Would you walk up to that and be like, yeah, that looks good? Or you'd be like, no, that's a hot mess.
I would like some now. Can you pass it over?
Can you pass it through? I like to put rosemary on mine because I just think at this time of year it's evergreen and pretty.
Yep.
I meant to cut some this morning and I forgot, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
So this again, super basic. With something like this for tomorrow that we'll serve, I'll probably put some other nuts on here. In fact, I love this green thing. Let's bring this up.
Yeah, raise it up. There you go.
So pretty.
Now, green here by the cucumber. So I'm going to put it away from wherever there's green, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think we're going to move this. Move that. We'll fill this in the gap and put the red on it so it has a little pop of color. And then we're going to add some nuts. Let's do almonds.
Nice.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to eat this.
I'm hungry now.
And it's so perfect with wine.
That's the idea. And if you're not, we serve a lot of hot apple cider that we make, and we just keep it in the crock pot, and we put I like doing slices of blood oranges in it. It's really pretty with sticks. It's really good. So there we go.
Gorgeous. Bravo.
Beautiful. Bravo. Gorgeous.
And it was.
Oh, hey, can we talk about really quickly, like, how do you clean boards? Because so many people ruin their boards with soap. How do you clean your bread boards?
Most wood boards, I do what Martha Stewart says. Well, I do everything Martha Stewart says, but this is one of the things that I do, is to take cut a lemon in half and put some water on your board, sprinkle some salt on it, and take that half of the lemon and rub it around and get the lemon juice. And really, that will help kill all the bacteria and just clean off any debris. And then rinse it off thoroughly. There's a lot of great board butters now. Guy Daniel makes his own. I think it's a coconut oil base.
Nice.
Your board with. I honestly use olive oil because again, it's Croatian standards here. But it's just some olive oil on a paper towel, and then I gently rub it just like you would a cast iron if you're doing your iron. It just helps keep it from drying out. Now things like this, the ceramic, you can just wash, with water. The slate, I would not put any soap on. I would just clean it off with warm water. Same thing, and some kind of dry cloth. And let it dry. But in the marble, that can all go through the dishwasher. Depending on what it is. But if you're doing the real deal boards, just be careful. You know, and these really fancy raising boards, usually the place that you buy them, they'll give you some
They'll
social
have something. Yeah.
Ours all come with it, and you can, like I said, you can get the board butter too. But you know, they are going to take a few knocks, so don't be upset. You know, because that's part of what it is.
Oh, it's the patina of life.
It is.
So yeah, so if you don't want to have it, you know, have a few dings and scratches in it, just, you know, put it up on the wall as your artwork. And some of them, quite honestly, you could, because they're so pretty. But just know that they may get a few dings, and that's okay. That makes it look even more sort of country French authentic. So
yeah, perfect.
So,
Yeah, because it's been used.
Yes,
And love.
Life.
And love.
We're big fans of actually using it. Not that it's too nice not to use. I think if I had a Hollie's Homegrown motto, it would be that. Please just use it. Please.
Just use it. Yeah.
Enjoy.
I one time figured out
this year. Take out the china and use it.
Yes, if I only use this once a year, maybe I'd use it 30 times in my life. I can't do that.
Well, you know, I do a lot of antiquing and buy stuff for the store. Just, you know, little things, lots of wine glasses and mid-century modern fun bar cart stuff. And it's not a huge investment to purchase those, but use them. And it doesn't have to be the original purpose, like we did here with our, you know, crystal glasses and stuff. This is just a fun way to make it look pretty.
Yep. Make it look festive.
The little china bone plates. I mean, those were completely random, but people love it. They love to get to reuse this stuff, and we all feel better because it's not going in a landfill. So
yeah.
When you're recycling, I mean, you know, and use the stuff in your family. Find out from your, you know, your elders, do they have any cool things they're not using? Or if you're going over to their house, you know, say, hey, can we bring this out? You know,
or hit your local garage sale. I mean, there's so much stuff out there. It's amazing. And it's beautiful. It's fun. Right. Yeah. So that's all I got. That's all my tips.
Well, we're so happy to see you.
I learned stuff tonight. Thank you.
That's good. That's way good. Thanks so much for hanging out with us.
Well, thanks. Miss you guys.
Miss you too. Well, we shall see you in the year before the next.
I will be in Santa Fe for Christmas, so maybe we can do a little.
So exciting! Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we should do something together.
Should.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hollie.
Thank you, everybody.
Everybody go to Hollie's Homegrown.
And thank you everyone who worked for the election. Thank you. Woo!
Yes. We did it.
Yay. See you next week.
Democracy.
Democracy won.
Bodily autonomy.
Woo!